Hey everyone, it's Anahata on this blustery, windy day here in Southwest Florida. I am on the beach that is considered the shark tooth capital of the world, Venice Beach. And thankfully I have this handy microphone that will buffer the wind for us as we walk along. But it's beautiful sunrise here. It's got to be like 77 degrees, but windy. Wanted to do this sunrise session with you all to chat with you about something that happened with me this morning. Now, I'm going to be doing an entire module on Meridian Tracing. If you've ever heard of Donna Eden, there are several other people that work with the circuitry of the natural flow of our prana around our body via chakras and meridians. And when you trace those meridians, you can actually release stagnant energy. Now, this energy can be in the form of many things, but one of my most amazing tricks over the years that began over 10 years ago when I was investigating trapped emotions is releasing negative emotions. And so I first want to just bring to the limelight, before I show you this powerful technique, I'm going to actually walk back to my chair and do it for you. If you are in pain of any kind, this morning my right ankle was really bothering me when I woke up. I couldn't really put all weight on it, and I thought, what is going on? I didn't injure it, I know that. And so I immediately understood, oh, it must be stagnant energy, right? There must be some energy that's lingering around that part of my body somatically. Now, none of it is coincidence. If you look up the right ankle, for example, you would find information on why it chose to settle there, because the body is giving you hints. It's an amazing thing. And now I have the strength to walk on uneven sand, and it doesn't hurt at all. So what did I do? Well, I simply used my fingers, my 10 dragons, they are called, in if you have ever done any qigong. And I'll put a helpful link to this woman whose exercise I do quite frequently. The video has probably almost 2 million views. It's very good. But she'll show you the full meridian trace. But essentially, I just said to myself out loud, I release the stagnant energy that is in my ankle. That's all I said. And I honored, whatever it is, whatever the feeling was that was lingering there, causing dis-ease, causing pain, causing an alert. And then I just took my fingers, my 10 dragons, and ran them up and down along my Prime Meridian. Now, your Prime Meridian, if you look it up, starts at your nose, goes up over your head, goes down your spine, around your buttocks, back of your leg, outside of your ankles, around and in and up to your private area, underneath your root chakra. So yeah, it's long, but you don't have to trace the whole thing. So I just traced it quickly, and it feels so good too. It's like a self-massage. And then I was like, okay, let's walk. And it was gone, completely gone, 100% gone. Now, not all stagnant energy is going to release that quickly. A lot of it gets burrowed down somatically and joins hands with other unresolved things that have become your demeanor and your personal reality, and it becomes chronic. And so you may not be able to go from a 7 to a 0, but I'm very healthy and don't have any pain, so I knew immediately, oh, it must be something that recently became stagnant there. And so yeah, I just did it, and it's done. And I'd love for you to try it. It can be as simple as that, and in fact, we forget about our energy mapping in most cases. But I want to also let you know that there is a free guided activation that you should bring a glass of water to. I have a feeling walking this way sounds better, so I'm going to walk this way. It sounds better for my ears. It's got to sound better for you all. Anyways, there is an anti-parasitic guided activation where I infuse 20 codes into the water that you bring, and then you can drink that. Because not all stagnation, distortion is through you directly. I mean, it's all you, but the world is a mirror. And you know that if you have unresolved, a feeling that is dense, you're either going to suppress it and be like, nope, I'm fine, or you're going to most likely project that onto someone else. And so we walk around all day getting projected on by people who don't want to deal with their own stuff. So I highly recommend the third alternative, which is the middle path. Right? There's always two paths to the polarity. One is spiritual, virtuous, but it's disintegrating, right? It's not grounded. It's somewhere out there. It's rainbows and butterflies. It's, I'm going to take the higher road, but that's not, that's spiritual bypassing. So that's the suppressive route, not dealing with it, sending it to shadow, making it not okay, and sort of ignoring ignoring it, essentially. And let's think about what negative feelings are in the first place. They're alerts. They're telling you you're on the ragged outer edge of your center point. You're off on one polar end of the extreme. And so I should have worn different pants. They're a little too long and they're getting wet. I'm trying to pull them up. The water's beautiful. The Gulf of America right here, and it's like, gosh, feels like might be 70 degrees, the water. Anyways, the other end of it is not knowing how to deal with it and projecting it onto someone else. Like, not my problem, must be someone else's problem. And or, you're justified in feeling that way, and you do, quote unquote, get it off your chest, but you end up projecting it onto someone. And then they receive it and go, whoa. And this is very, very real energy, guys. And why does it matter? Well, emotion matters. How you feel matters. Literally, physically, matters as in becomes. It is your electromagnetic frequency in conjunction with your brain waves, your emotional waves from your heart space, how you're responding actually creates the conditions by which you will meet other things. It's called the law of attraction, but it starts with the law of resonance. So our energy field, if you haven't heard about it, you may want to join some of the things I have going on. I just, in the car this morning, taking my daughter to school, realized that my water activation fasting group, I'm going to make the subtitle, "Come for the fasting, stay for the lifestyle." Because it's just so true. When people open that can of worms and the worms go away, figuratively and really, anti-parasitic energy, detoxing mind, body, soul, physical, mental, emotional, you free up that space to then create new connections that you didn't have before that are healthy within yourself and the world. And what happens then is you are a floatarian. You become someone who flows with the rhythms that eats mindfully and in communion with, for energy purposes, not for gluttony or a quick way to silence your inner hunger, if you will, your addictions to eating, three square meals a day and snacking when you're bored, right? So I was saying yesterday in one of my posts, you won't, this is not a diet, but you'll lose weight, right? You'll optimize. I've been doing this fasting intermittently, and this is not deprivation. This is emptying thyself to know thyself. If we're in our, fight, flight, frozen sympathetic nervous system most of the time, when we finally do get into our parasympathetic rest and digest, that's all great except for your digesting. So it's rest and digest, and we often don't get past the gurgling, the processes, the extreme amount of things that are happening. But what if you could empty yourself strategically, not in a in a way that you feel deprived, right? We sip on mother well water that is blessed water that is infused with lemon and real salt, Celtic or Himalayan, and we are satisfied. In fact, some of the most satisfying, fulfilled days that I've ever spent are when I'm fasting completely, and it's just water fast, and everything is silent, right? You are finally ready to receive, and that's when you get the upgrades. That's when your body, if you look at what fasting does for you, actually clears out all your toxins. It actually starts to activate new helpful gene expression. It's like, think of it as decluttering a house, and you finally get it all clear so that you can start arranging things in the way that's most useful and beautiful, right? If you never get to that phase and you're just, putting things in place and you're not emptying out, then you never get to the redecoration part of the fun. Probably a silly analogy. Anyways, so the Meridian Tracing is amazing. If you have any pain in a certain part of your area, focus on that area and tell yourself, not ask, you're telling yourself, I release the stagnation, the stagnant emotional energy, and or any energy. It doesn't have to be emotional, it can be parasitic as well, right? That is distorting the energy field around wherever it is, your right shoulder, your left elbow, your little pinky, wherever it is. And then just trace your Prime Meridian from the top of your nose back around the top of your head, down the back of your neck as far as your hands can go, and up and down, up and down, up and down a few times while you're breathing. Breathe in to your belly and breathe out. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then check it out. It's instantaneous, the relief that you will find. And I do hope that you join us in my group. It is free, and it is called Water Activation Fasting. And in there, you'll find the anti-parasitic activation that I recently did with everyone. Bring a glass of water. I'm going to try and put this down and show you how to do it. I don't know if it'll work. Alright, let's see if I can rig this. Give me a second here. Hi! Oh my god, you gotta check out this shirt. Have you ever heard of Pink Floyd? It says Pink Floyd, like it doesn't You know the dark side of the moon? This is called Pink Floyd, the dark side of your mom. It's so funny. This shirt, I absolutely love it. The dark side of your mom, Pink Floyd. And it's Freud's face in the same prism. I think this might actually spill over. So I'm not sure if I can do it. I'll try and do it fast. Alright, all you do is say what I said, or whatever comes to mind about releasing stagnant energy. And you take your 10 dragons, and you start here on your nose, and you just, it's like you're giving yourself a big pet, right? And then you'll want to take your hands and, you know, get the stagnant energy off. That's it. It's very simple. You can go from 7 to 0 in literally a few seconds. Alright guys, that's all I wanted to tell you. Head on over to the free water activation fasting group, because we are on day 2 of an 8-day cycle, and we're just mindful eating right now. And I've provided a guide for you to get in that space. People are saying, wow, I'm eating less, feeling more satisfied. It's about having a relationship with the food that you do eat. It's not about dieting. You still eat the same, but you'll find that you don't. For me, it's been not having coffee. I don't know why. I used to have a cup of coffee every morning, and I'm like, I'm not really in the mood. And so also focusing on the foods that are filled with light. Told you it was windy out here. It is windy. So go check that out. There's so many guides. I think altogether 150 pages of info. Why do I know? Because it's all excerpts from my book that's coming out in a couple weeks called Liquid Lunar Lunch. If you are in that group, you're going to get that book as well. So Liquid Lunar Lunch is intermittent fasting for floatarians. And again, you'll come for the fast, you'll stay for the lifestyle. I love it. All right, guys, check you all soon. And I'm gonna go start my day in this wonderful, wonderful world we get to co-create together. I hope you're well. We'll chat soon. Bye for now.